Hey everybody, it's Rory from A&S Gear. We're going to look at a brand new gun from Azodin today. This is the Kaos 2. So this is the newest version of the Kaos. The Kaos was a hugely popular dual stack to blowback design, very similar to a Spider or a gun that you've seen work like that in the past. Just a very reasonably priced marker that really worked well. People just loved it. They sold tons of them. So this is kind of like a fresher version of that right there. So we've got both guns. I brought an Azodin Kaos 2, which you see here, and then we've got a green one in the box that we'll take out for you so you can see what's in the box. But I also have the original Kaos right here as well, so we can kind of compare the two next to each other. We'll weigh them side by side so you can see if there's weight differences and just see how the parts vary between the two. Let's go ahead and open this one up. Inside your box, you're going to get your warranty card. Very, very basic manual. When you look through this, it's got just the bare bones of, you know, basic maintenance, how to put your tank on, how to adjust the velocity, those kind of things. Nothing really in depth in there. We get a barrel sleeve, and then replacement parts, a couple O-rings, a couple screws, detents, and some Allen keys there. Pretty standard fare for included parts in a gun. Nothing out of the ordinary. And then we have our gun and our barrel. So let me close this back up. Move it over here so we can look at this. Now we'll start with the barrels. Again, it looks like roughly a 12-inch barrel. It is a one piece. And I believe these are 689 bore. They aren't marked on here, and there isn't anything on the box or in the instruction manual that says what size it is. But if it's like the old one, I believe it's a 689. But again, I could be wrong. That's just what I remember. So 689, we're going to go with 689. One piece barrel. Now I'm going to compare this to the old barrel. And we're going to see that they look very, very similar. The new one actually has longer porting on it, spaced out a little bit more. I think the holes are the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, so the same number of ported holes. It's just they've spread the holes out so that they cover more of the barrel right there. It just really gives it a different look. The actual shape of the barrel is the same. The mounting on it is the same on both ones. The length is the same. They've just kind of machined it a little bit more to look differently. So this one has some diamond cuts in it right there. It's got a little cut right here to kind of make it look like it's a two-piece barrel, but it is just a one-piece barrel. And it is cocker threaded. So any aftermarket barrel that is auto cocker threaded will fit on it as well. All right, so barrel right there. Now gun. Let's get the other one out here so you can see the differences. Move this down. All right. So we'll kind of start from the front and we'll work all the way around like this. The front of the gun has still pretty much stayed the same. Front cutting is about the same, still has the same valve cap on there. It's going to hold your valve spring, your valve guide, the cup seal, it holds all that stuff in against the valve. So that really hasn't changed too much. You've got the feed neck. The feed neck is a big improvement, big change on the feed neck. This old one that came on here, this twist lock version, really never worked very well. You could sometimes tighten these down as hard as you could and your loader would just pop right out of there. So I'm glad that they went away from this twist lock version and went with a clamping version. Now this does not have an armature on it that you can, what am I trying to say here? That you can push down or clamp down to tighten everything up. It's got a set screw or a screw right there. Tightening this screw down will close down the top of the feed neck and lock down whatever you've put inside of there. And then the bottom, they've used a locking collar as well, very similar to what you'd find on a Shocker or an Ego, E-Tech, those kinds of guns where the feed neck actually snaps over a little ridge and then you tighten it down so you're not threading this into anything. It makes it very easy to take off and clean, very easy to switch out to something else too. I like that. This was not one of my favorite things. This Much, much better. Just these are detent covers. They are not eyes. This is not an electric gun. It doesn't have any battery or modes or anything like that. It is strictly semi-auto. But these are your detent covers that hold your detent in place. So if you need to get underneath it and clean it out, pop the cover off, clean it out. Let's look at our bolts right here. So let's slide this one out. Let's slide this one out. So it looks to me like they are using the same exact bolt. Bolt length hasn't changed. Hole setting hasn't changed. That is still all the same inside of there. And they are using the Featherlight striker on the inside. So you're going to get that benefit as well. Lock these both back down. All right. Coming back to the back of the gun, you can see the cutting and the milling is very different on these ones. This one has that scoop, very reminiscent of like a 2K5 Intimidator back end to it right there. This just really kind of had just a swoop off the back of it. And then your velocity adjuster on the back. Again, just a milling difference on the back. Doesn't look like it's any different functionality-wise, though. It just looks different. Bodies look different. They're roughly the same size, though. It looks like this might be a little bit lighter because they have cut this material out the back of it, but overall size is going to be the same. Grip frame looks to be the same. Safety on the side right here. Using the same grip setup as well. On the bottom section here, the ASA, you can see they used like an angled ASA before. Kind of gave it that dropped back look. Now they've gone with a straight version right there, and it is a dovetail. Now from the Kaos before, there was a dovetail rail built into the grip frame, but they didn't use it. They used a direct mount ASA that bolted onto the dovetail. So you had this weird gap on there before. Now the ASA they're using actually slides on to the dovetail, so it sits closer to the frame, and it is flat against it, so it no longer is angled off of there. Still using a center out through there, but now their gas through grip at the front here, they've redesigned to have an angled section on it so that it is now connecting at an angle rather than having to use a 90-degree fitting at the bottom. They can go straight into the gas through grip and make the line setup cleaner and tidier. So no longer do you have to worry about this angle piece at the bottom. You've got a nice smooth arc going into the gas through grip as well. Now this piece here is just a gas through grip. It is not a regulator. I guess you can kind of look at it as slightly an expansion chamber if you're running CO2 onto it, but it has no adjustment or anything to it. It's just like I said, gas through grip, just a grip that gas runs through, and that runs up into the top. Another difference between this and this, from what I saw in the breakdown or the manual for it, the gas through grip now does not thread into this ASA, the vertical ASA anymore. So if I'm correct in looking at the manual, this piece right here, you could not replace this with an actual regulator because of the way this is stuck on there. It is a proprietary system that goes on there. All in all, the gun setup is pretty sweet. Let's do a quick weight real fast just so we can see some differences, and then we'll call it a day on this one. So 1 pound, 14 ounces, and then 1 pound, 12 1/4. So they shaved off 2 ounces off of it. Really, that probably comes from the back of the body here because really everything else kind of looks the same on it. So definitely lots of colors to choose from. You can see the 5 colors that are available through right here. The Kaos has always been a good shooter. It'll continue to be a good shooter. I definitely recommend picking one up if you're a beginner or just getting involved in the sport, or if you need an extra gun to just have laying around. So check it out through the website. Kaos 2s available through the website. Order yours now through ansgear.com.